How do you hire? How do you know when you got a good teacher on the line and you're trying to decide whether this teacher is going to work out, whether they're going to have good retention? How do you know? Do you look at credentials? Do you look at experience? Do you look at personality? Obviously, we're looking at all of those things, but which one are you weighing the heaviest? Do you have any minimum requirements? Do you require a degree? Do you want teachers that have a lot of schooling? These are good questions. Everybody's got their own way of doing this in their own style and their own opinion. To me, it all comes down to student retention. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to your experience or your pedigree or any of that stuff. How good are you at keeping students? Obviously, we want them to teach students something. Of course. Of course we do. I mean, that kind of goes, it should go without saying. But at the end of the day, student retention is what matters. How good are they at keeping the students coming back week after week? Because here's one thing I will say about that. If you're hung up on what the students are learning and you only will allow a certified teacher that has a degree and all this experience to be a teacher, then my question is, if they're not very good at retaining students, then what good is all of their education and training if the student's not sticking around? If they're not sticking around, then what does it matter how much the teacher knows and how many degrees they have? It shouldn't. It doesn't. But if you've got a teacher that is able to keep a student around for years, and even if they don't know as much, but they're able to help the student love music, participate in recitals or showcases or whatever you want to call them, and they just have a passion for music that follows them throughout their life. Like, what is wrong with that? Right? It's more profitable. The student's happier, and it's a great gig for the teacher that didn't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a degree. To me, that's a win. But I've gotten a lot of flack about that opinion, and I know a lot of people don't. It's just like a minimum standard. They have, teachers have to have a degree. I just don't require it. But that's my reasoning for it. And you can, take it or leave it for whatever it's worth to you. But to me, experience has shown, my experience has shown that credentials do not equate to better student retention. You know what does? What equates to better student retention? All the years I've done this, I've worked with hundreds of teachers. I've seen good, the bad, and the ugly. I would say the number one thing that equates to good student retention is that when a teacher is more of a coach than a teacher. When they're really good at maintaining and building relationships with their students, like almost like friendships, and they're really good at showing the students that they actually care about them as a person. And like this is not in the academic world. It's not like these particular teachers have risen to the higher echelons of education, but boy, they sure have had an impact on a lot of kids' lives. To me, that matters. That's what matters. That's what moves the needle too. Like when I think about the people in my life as a kid that had the biggest impact on me, it was not the people that had the most education. It was the people that cared about me for who I am, and built a relationship with me and really cared. So hiring for attitude matters. Look at their attitude. Are they the kind of person that's teachable? Are they the kind of person that seems humble to you? Like, these are important things. These are the things I look for when I'm hiring and I'm looking for a good teacher. What I would consider a good teacher is somebody that's more of a coach, somebody that cares, that has a humble, kind of a hunger, but that is humble. And maybe they've got experience, maybe they don't. I have teachers that have experience. I have teachers that don't. I can't tie anything specific, like any credentials or not credential. I haven't seen a correlation in my years of doing this that would indicate that you must hire teachers with degrees in order to have good student retention. I haven't seen it. I might, I could. I'm just me. It's just my experience, my personal experience. I've got a lot of it, but take it for what it's worth. So you definitely want personality. You want to hire them for their personality, but not just personality, their attitude, like their overall attitude and approach toward you and toward the company. Do they love the company? Do they like what you're all about? Do they like your atmosphere? Like they need to really want to be there. So that matters. And so personality, energy, are they energetic? Are they fun to be around? Is it fun for you to interview them? Do you smile when they talk? There's some people like that. They smile. It's like you smile when they talk. People like that are fun to be around. Personality matters, right? If you're enjoying being around them, pretty sure that the parents are going to enjoy being around them too. But at the end of the day, more than anything, more than energy and personality and all that stuff, are they good at building relationships with their students and being more of a coach than a teacher? I'll tell you, those are the teachers that will be very profitable for you in your business. They'll be very profitable for you. You can agree or disagree with my approach on, whether they have a degree or not. But there's no arguing the fact that these people will be more profitable in your business for you. So when determining whether or not you have a successful teacher, you have a teacher that's going to be a good teacher, these are the things that you're going to want to look for.